all about strength, come in there and just go whack, 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 punch, 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 punch. And then they don't realise is that you can run up, say something to someone, and it changes the whole game. And this is the thing. And as over the years, what I've realised is that people keep testing in different ways. I get people who come and stand on me, who kick me, who punch me and stuff like that, trying to get me to react so they can actually take me from the field of play. So the referee goes into his pocket, gives me a yellow card or a red card. But what I realise is that by that person doing that to me, it means that I've gotten into his mind and I've gotten into his head by not retaliating. All I do is I get up and I go, smile, and I go, hi, how you going? And it makes the person angry. Then that changes the dimension of the game. And this is the same sort of strategy when you're working in a corporate situation. When you're talking with the media and so forth, you can play that mind game with the person. Yeah, you can talk them up and say to them, you're the best, you're this, you're that, and everything else. We're going to struggle. How can we control this? This is where the mind game starts playing. And this happens the Friday night before the game. When you're talking with the media, this is when the sparring happens of words with the coaches. The coaches will say, oh yeah, we've got to contend with this player and so forth. But it's really difficult. But we're going to do our best. It's trying to become the underdog to be able to actually get on top of the person. And then there's the stare down, what we call basically the stare down between players. When you walk into the tunnel, there's only you and that person. It's mano a mano. And what I have a tendency to do is everybody stands in the line like this, and the team is over this side, and they all look this way. I actually turn and I stand there and I look at the man opposite me, and he goes, he doesn't know what to do. And that means by doing that, it changes the dimension of the game, because that person is going, why is he looking at me? Is he picking on me? Is he, then he's not thinking about his strategy. It's that sort of thing. It's you're thinking constantly, how do I get myself the advantage? I do my preparation in that, and the thing is, if I also watch them, what they've done in previous times, and I go, okay, I had one person who said to me, who tried to play the mind game with me. He said, oh, I'm quicker than him, I'm stronger than him, and I can match Jonah. And I went, okay, that's cool. We'll test this out, test this theory out. And the first thing I did was I tested his speed. So I said, I showed him the outside, and I said, you go. I caught him, and then I pulled him into touch, and I got up, and I said, you need to run faster than me. I'm starting to play this game. And this is the thing, and it's that sort of strategy that you have. It's being confident, but not being overconfident. And the thing is, when you go in, you must be confident in yourself and believe in yourself. And this is what you have. And I have this when I know what my abilities are, I know what my strengths are, and I know what my weaknesses are. So what I do is I pay special attention to my weaknesses, but also at the same time, I still work on my strengths. So, and that's the thing, and I identify that. And it's people who can't identify that they have a weakness and are not strong enough to be able to admit that they have a weakness. This is when you have that hurdle where you fall over, and this is where the preparation comes in, and this is where your teammates come in, and this is where honesty comes in, and these key areas. And in terms of your preparation, were you honest in terms of preparing? Are you 100% prepared? Are you there? Have you minimized all strategies of areas of weakness? And also I'd also bring in someone else who can show me something that I might not foresee that's going to happen. And this is where other people can help. And this is where you can't just do this on your own. You have to do this as a group. You can be the most brilliant-minded person, but someone else might just come up with one little thing that could change your form, your way of winning the game. And that's the thing, and that's what happens. And I keep saying to people, rugby is a simple game, but it's hard because of the shape of the ball. Because, like straight, the ball will go straight. You know exactly where it's going to go. You kick a rugby ball straight, when it bounces, you don't know where it's going to go. And that's the thing. And it's a game of chance. But the thing is, if you minimize the chance, you know exactly where it's going to happen. And this is the thing. We talk about that and how you prepare, how your strategy is all put down, but also just identify who do you need and who do you want in their group, and how can we improve the group and the outer group, and how do I instill it. And you'll make some mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. The key to it is minimizing that mistake and being able to grow and keep growing.
And from that perspective, what about the analyst and other people around the team? Because I know that there is a group of people working on strategy. So can you explain us how you organize it?
The strategies that we have is we have the head coach and we have two other coaches, and then we also have an analyst in terms of he sits down, he reads out our KPIs. So basically, our impact in the game. It's basically we have one guy who's basically we call the computer guru, and in our strategy of the game, he breaks down every single phase of our play, and it's marked on impact. So like if it's your tackle, did I make an impact and drive the person back? That's the perfect tackle. Did I make an impact and just stop him dead in that? That's still a good tackle. Did I make an impact and I lost ground? And that's where you ask, and that's where you start looking at. And this is where you become really, really technical. And then you have the tackling coaches, you have the physical coaches, and they talk about, okay, was your body position in the right place? Was your foot in the right place? This is when it becomes very, very technical, and it becomes, you're looking at minimizing everything. You might not be able to do it as a team. As a person, you might not be able to do it perfectly every time, but if you do it as a team, you get closer to being perfect. And this is the thing. And because as a person, you're not going to be perfect. It's not going to happen. There's only one person I know who's perfect, and he's upstairs, up in the sky somewhere. And but the thing is, it's this, and your foot placement might not be in the right place. You need to get this right, and so the analyst will do that, and he'll tell you your foot was in the wrong place when you connected with the person with your shoulder. Your head wasn't in the right place. Your body alignment was not in the right place. It's that sort of thing. So you start working on that. So your first thing that you leave there is go, okay, that's on my number one to-do list, is work on my foot placement, work on my shoulder placement and my head placement and my alignment when I make body contact. The coaches will say to you, okay, Jonah, you didn't do this well. Why is that? And then I'll say to them, because I saw such and such a situation where I believed that I needed to come into here. And it's that sort of scenario, and it just keeps evolving in terms of it keeps changing, and it's constantly asking questions. And the thing is, it's two-way questions. He questions, I answer. If I don't know the answer, I just say I don't know the answer. I don't know why I did that, or if not, I was told to do that. It's that sort of thing. It's it's constantly. He could give me negative feedback. I give him positive feedback. I give him negative feedback. He gives me positive feedback. It's that. It's constantly asking questions, and this is the thing. It's about bettering yourself. It's about bettering your team. It's that. And with all these strategies that we have, with strategists, or if not, it's like it could be I wasn't getting any sleep, or it could be I'm having problems at home. It could be anything. And this is the thing. Just because you play the sport, it doesn't necessarily mean that your normal life is not affecting you. It does affect you. You wouldn't be human if it didn't affect you. And this is the thing. We sit down and talk about it. And this is where the open policy is. for us as players, we sit down and we analyse the game. You look fatigued. Why are you fatigued? Is it your diet? Then they look at the food. Is it your family? You talk about that if you want to. You also have, we also have a psychologist that is available to us that we sit and talk to. Sometimes, some of us, we go and talk to our psychologist on our own time. That's, it's because we feel that it's what we need. Or if not, we need help at home. This happens, and it's that sort of thing. So it's about not just about what you're doing. It's about pure performance inside the sport, but also outside the sport as well. And this is where the two go hand in hand in terms of when you're talking about sport and corporate life. It's very, very similar. There is clear parallels between the two things. The thing is, we're all human. We all make mistakes. We all have different pressures. We deal with pressure in different ways. It's identifying how to deal with it and how to minimize the mistakes and how do you deal with it. And for me, the hardest part for a lot of people is the talk. And it's the biggest and the hugest error that in sport and in the corporate world is people talking to each other. Not talking about someone else. It's talking about yourself. Now, I believe I'm not doing something right because such and such. Is it possible for you to help me? Can you do that? It's that sort of thing. And it's confiding in confidence in that person and having that trust and being able to do that. See, in New Zealand, the All Blacks is here. And the thing is, if you're an All Black, you're not allowed to make a mistake. Okay? Our economy goes downhill when we don't win. If we don't win, everybody in the whole street, you lock your door, you don't want to go out of the house because you just don't, you get told what you did wrong. Yeah, it's a huge responsibility. But it's not only that, it's that, I could go to the shop, we've won by 20 points. The grandmother of my friend who's next door goes, Jonah, you didn't play that well today. Even though we still won, it's that sort of thing. But it's that sort of thing that tells you, and it's that sort of passion that that it helps you push you along. But the thing is, I take in what I need, and this is one advice that I give to a lot of people is this: take what you need and leave the rubbish, and it's the best way to do it because it's the only way to do it. Because if you take on everything and you try to take on too much of everything, your brain gets overloaded, and then you go, okay, see, I used to have a lot of here, but not, now after all, this is what happened. No, but this is it. This is what you need to do. It's that thought process that you need to go through, and upload what you need, and get rid of what you don't need. And trust me, you'll most probably love your job even more, or love what you're doing even more.
Questo è un gran punto sul tema del feedback, magari ci torniamo dopo, ma e tornando sulla strategia, tornando sulla strategia, la domanda che mi farei è che ci raccontasse un po' chi decide la strategia, chi si assume la responsabilità finale di una strategia. Ieri ci raccontava una cosa forse utile anche per noi, tra chi decide a livello di coach e poi cosa succede in campo, e che autonomia c'è in campo e il ruolo del capitano, il giocatore. Se ci può raccontare qualcosa magari poi possiamo riflettere come mondo aziendale.
Predominantly the coach will come with a strategy, a baseline strategy. Okay? And he will weigh up, the pros and cons of the strategy. He will identify the strengths of the opposition, and he'll identify our strengths and how to combat theirs, what he believes is right. Okay? It's a guideline. That's what it is. It's basically it. He will train you a specific way and so forth, and this is your basic guideline of what you need to do. But you're the best of what you do. This is when you're at the top level of rugby. What we say in All Blacks is Okay, you're the best of our country. Okay, we will show you the guideline. Here it is. But when you get out onto the paddock, it's your responsibility to play the game. It's your responsibility to take ownership of your team. As a team, your captain, and what we say is, okay, we have a captain, okay? But as All Blacks, what we say is, okay, our captain's there, but he's only just to carry the ball out onto the field. And if we have to make a decision, whether to kick or so forth, he makes the decision. Whatever he says, we go, okay? Whether if he's right or wrong, we don't question, we go. You know, it's that sort of thing. It's that belief, it's that trust, it's that faith in each other. It's a bond that we've built. And the thing is, we come from all over the country, and we play for different teams. But once we come together as our national team, we bond straight away, because we know what is at stake. Your pride is at stake, your family is at stake, you know, your livelihood, you name it. And what you do is, okay, how do we minimize everything else? Okay, and we sit and talk with each other about it. What do we do? And your strategy becomes, okay, let's do what the coach has told us, and we'll assess it as we go. So we change the game plan as we see fit, as we see what is needed in front of us. And this is constantly happening all the time. We could get out onto the field and run tactics and everything else, and then we go, hey, okay, if this doesn't work, how can we switch from that to this play very quickly? What is the shortest route to it, to actually find a way around this problem? Because as you can see with the Italian game against France, was that what France did was that they played a running and a very fast game. This is where some teams get wrong. Yeah, just because you're fast and strong doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to win instantly. You can play the other game where you basically, your captain goes, okay, we need to slow the game down to us so we can gain control again. And this is where I feel that France went wrong. France kept on trying to speed up the game, where France, what they should have done was slow the game down, because they were the stronger and more physical team. If they slowed it down and got control of the game again, and then they controlled the speed of the game again, it's that sort of thing. It's that sort of thinking, forward thinking while you're at it. Because with the Italians, they were very organised. They were very fast on defence. So what they should have done was, let's slow the game down, get some normality in here and keep control of the game, and then let us dictate what is going to happen. And this is the same thing when you go into the corporate world. When you go into these things and you're looking at all these problems that you have and so forth, okay, do we speed up the process, or do we need to step back, slow it down, and then get control, and then reevaluate which way do you need to go? And we do this process as we go on in the middle of the game, because different sort of situations will arise at different times. It's the process of actually how do you get around it at the quickest possibility. Getting there faster doesn't necessarily mean that you go faster. It might mean that you slow down to go faster. It's that sort of thing. But some people sort of get caught up in the heat of the moment, and this is where you get that false sense of security, where you get that false sense of, yes, I'm faster, I'm unbeatable, I'm so-so, and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden you lose the game, which you just clearly look at the French team, they're like, hey, we lost. How did this happen? You know, exactly, we lost control. And we had this, we had that. I lived in France when I was living in France when this game happened, okay? So they constantly go, no, we couldn't have done this, that, and everything else. I said, no, you still have a great team. The problem is that there's too much overconfidence in certain areas. You need to slow it down and actually identify what you need to do and actually rebuild again. But it's building a false sense of security for other teams as well now, because they'll look, okay, Italy has beaten them, we can beat them. And us, okay, don't get me wrong, World Cup year 2011, France always plays badly before the World Cup. Okay, this always happens, and they always end up beating us. It's that sort of thing. But thing is going in with every strategy that you have all prepared, but also at the same time being able to have the key areas, key people in the key areas to be able to identify when you need to change strategy and and actually pull the reins back, get the control back. And it's about that. It's about controlling the environment. I'm only just learning at the moment in terms of, I'm deciding to do a different sport as well, which is boxing. And it's about controlling the arena and minimizing certain things. And, I'm still constantly learning. The thing is, I'm going in with an open mind. And the thing is, I know what my key areas of strengths are. I'm strong, I'm fast, and I can move. But the thing is, there's other people that I know will have the same thing. So it will come down to the strategy. So I'm learning and constantly learning. I'm still learning now. But the thing is, I'm excited about it too because, but I'm also, I know I have to take a step from A, B, C, D like that. Not go A straight to Z. It's that sort of thing. Yeah, and you got to build, and the thing is, if I find that I'm getting too fast and I don't know anything, I stop and I go back to it. And the thing is, one of my biggest strengths is also my everything else. But in sport, in life, in everything, it's never perfect. So all you can do is prepare and deal with the situation when it arises.
Giusto per coinvolgere Massimiliano in una storia che mi raccontava, c'è anche una questione di squadre e di team nell'arco di un anno, e tu mi raccontavi anche un'esperienza fatta in Serie A con il Tarvisium, nel sapere interpretare anche i cicli, come raccontava Jonah prima, durante l'anno.
Facciamo un passo indietro, no? Noi siamo a Treviso, una squadra che si chiama Tarvisium, che non è la principale squadra di Treviso come budget, come storia, ed è una squadra che ha sempre puntato alla formazione del ragazzo, del bambino. Se voi avete oggi, quando andremo a vedere la partita a Monigo, in questo stadio molto molto bello, se guarderete alla destra dello stadio vedrete un campo che ha qualche ciuffo d'erba, però soprattutto ha tanto fango. E in questo campo però sono cresciuti tantissimi giocatori di fama internazionale. All'interno, per esempio, della clubhouse, che è il nostro punto di ritrovo, c'è una foto a dimensione naturale, dove appunto è ritratto Jonah Lomu, che tiene per la maglia un ragazzo che giocava con lui, che si chiamava Ivan Francescato. Ed è un simbolo perché dal fango sono cresciuti dei grandissimi atleti che hanno giocato in nazionale e altro. Per dire, un altro giocatore All Blacks, che si chiama John Kirwan, e che giocava a Treviso e che vive a Treviso, ha portato il suo piccolo a giocare nella Tarvisum. Perché l'ha portato lì e non in altre società? Perché ha ritenuto che la crescita di suo figlio, doveva passare attraverso quello di cui parlava prima Giovanni, attraverso il sacrificio, attraverso il sentire il sapore del fango. Poi se avrà le qualità potrà, speriamo, diventare un All Blacks un giorno, ma soprattutto quello che interessava a lui è che diventasse un uomo. Fatto questo premessa, questa società quindi ha puntato molto sui ragazzi e ha vinto 5 titoli italiani giovanili, under 19 era una volta, e quando si finiva di giocare la giovanile si passava in altre squadre più blasonate come Treviso, San Donà o altro. Bene, e a un certo punto un gruppo di dirigenti, 3 dirigenti, hanno deciso di dare una chance a tutti questi giocatori e invece di sparpagliarli, di perderli, di mandarli in altre società, ha deciso di provare ad iniziare un percorso che partiva dalla Serie C e per vedere dove potevano arrivare. E questo gruppo di ragazzi ha iniziato questi campionati dalla Serie C e siamo arrivati in 5 anni in Serie A. E che cosa abbiamo fatto? A un certo punto, quando dalla B dovevamo passare in Serie A, abbiamo deciso che doveva esserci un cambiamento e dovevamo iniziare a giocare, pur non avendo un ritorno economico ovviamente, dovevamo iniziare a giocare da professionisti. E quindi ci siamo incontrati una domenica di luglio al mare con il nostro allenatore, il vecchio allenatore. E parlando con lui noi abbiamo detto: guarda che noi vogliamo arrivare in Serie A. Lui ha detto: questo è possibile. E gli abbiamo detto: possiamo arrivare solo ad una condizione. E la condizione è che tu, che sei il nostro allenatore, ci creda. Se tu inizi a crederci, noi possiamo arrivarci e noi siamo disponibili a fare qualsiasi tipo di sacrificio. E allora da lì abbiamo coinvolto un preparatore atletico, abbiamo coinvolto, come si diceva nel nostro piccolo uno psicologo che ha iniziato a farci utilizzare la mente per immaginare le partite che saremmo andati a fare. E abbiamo iniziato ad evitare il venerdì sera di andare in giro per le discoteche, a divertirci e a gozzovigliare. Abbiamo iniziato ad allenarci 4 volte in campo e 2 volte in palestra. E poi il sogno è diventato realtà, ma il sogno è diventato realtà facendo che cosa? Ogni giorno pensando tutti quanti a che cosa potevamo fare, dal piccolo sacrificio al grande sacrificio per provare a raggiungere, a superare, come diceva prima Jonah, a superare i nostri limiti. Siamo arrivati in Serie A, siamo arrivati anche quinti in un campionato, abbiamo giocato contro squadre che avevano degli stranieri fortissimi e lì però c'era quell'orgoglio, quella voglia di dimostrare che noi potevamo giocare contro i campioni più forti. E tutto è arrivato però attraverso una pianificazione, il rispetto di questa e un coinvolgimento dal portatore d'acqua al massaggiatore, al giocatore che magari era sempre in tribuna e che guardava le partite. Ecco, questo era stato un piccolo grande risultato di questi ragazzi, insomma.
E ci raccontavi anche che affrontavate le partite durante la stagione in modo diverso per andare contro fase, tra virgolette, rispetto alle grandi squadre. Era questo che mi interessava anche dal punto di vista strategico.
Sì, ovviamente noi non eravamo molto grandi, non eravamo molto alti, dovevamo fare che cosa? Dovevamo studiare tutte delle tattiche di gioco e delle strategie di gioco a seconda dell'avversario. Allora ve ne racconto una abbastanza così significativa. Il giocatore più alto della nostra squadra a un certo punto ero io e giocavo in prima linea. Io sono alto 1,83 e gli altri erano giocatori di 2 metri. E allora in una partita dove una squadra aveva dei giocatori molto molto alti in touche e all'epoca si giocava molto calciando, andando a giocare nel territorio avversario, e noi abbiamo studiato una giocata per la touche. E quindi quando arrivavamo noi, che eravamo i 7 nani, arrivavamo in touche e la giocata che noi avevamo chiamato era la carie. E allora la carie che cos'era? Era che quando noi chiamavamo la giocata, loro saltavano, c'era questo giocatore molto alto, saltava con le braccia così, io dovevo tirare il pallone molto molto forte e cercare di colpirlo in pieno. E dopo i primi 2 palloni che questo... Allora, quando c'era la nostra push, cercava di proteggersi e io passavo dal primo
quindi avere dei limiti a volte può diventare occasione di stimolo anche a essere creativi nelle strategie. Stimoli anche qui tanti, penso, ne abbiamo ricevuti. Qualche considerazione da parte vostra, qualche spunto, qualche domanda, curiosità? Vediamo se vedo qualche mano alzata. Perché non so se notate, anche qui la questione delle strategie è quella di dire quante più opzioni ho. Cioè, Jonah ci raccontava di avere l'opzione A, B, C e averla a livello individuale di raggruppamento, quindi di area piuttosto di mischia, piuttosto che di tre quarti, piuttosto che di team. E di come la strategia la decida qualcuno che rimane fuori, che non entra in campo, ma poi sia una responsabilità individuale. E anche questo ci chiede qualcosa rispetto al nostro fare strategia in azienda. Quando magari decidiamo nei consigli di amministrazione, nei comitati di direzione, poi ci aspettiamo che la gente ci segua e che sappia interpretare una partita che magari è stata comunicata solo per sommi capi e senza che ci sia quel tipo di coinvolgimento. Credo che la sfida sia proprio quella di dire, magari ognuno focalizzato, non stiamo dicendo che tutti dobbiamo decidere, ognuno focalizzato, ma che ci sia una responsabilità individuale nel partecipare a una strategia collettiva e ci sia la capacità di far capire che poi c'è qualcuno che decide, qualcuno fuori prima e qualcuno in campo dopo. Qui da questo punto di vista è molto interessante anche quanto si è detto a proposito di delega, cioè mi danno le linee guida principali, il risultato è chiaro e poi la responsabilità nell'azione, nel gioco è mia. Spesso ci capita in azienda che poi siamo noi come capi che magari diciamo no, dovresti far così, dovresti far colà. E quindi entriamo anche nel dire e sindacare nella modalità con cui i nostri colleghi o collaboratori entrano a fare la loro parte. E questo tante volte è uno dei problemi più grandi nello spegnere l'iniziativa e il coinvolgimento delle persone. Ecco, credo che quindi stimoli ce ne siano stati tantissimi. Non so se qualcuno a questo proposito ha qualche commento, domanda, integrazione da fare. Ecco qua. Il microfono.
Sì, volevo fare un po' il confronto tra quello che è il mondo aziendale e il gioco del rugby e volevo chiedere la differenza che c'è una partita di 30 anni fa con una partita di adesso, perché se faccio i confronti anche nel mercato, 30 anni fa bastava scendere in campo, avere i prodotti e si vendeva. E adesso è tutto più esasperato, la preparazione che lui prima ha presentato, una preparazione veramente da professionisti, quella che serve anche nel nostro team aziendale. Dunque volevo chiedere che sensazioni ha, di com'era una partita, come la preparavano gli All Black, una partita 30 anni fa e più, e come viene preparata adesso.
Firstly, yes, I agree with you. Rugby has changed a lot. But the thing is, there's core values that's still there from 30 years ago. And this is where the foundations of either your corporate company or your rugby team is. You have core values that you have in your team, and that should never change. And people keep saying, you know, rugby has evolved, and I said, yes, it has evolved. I cannot disagree with you. It has evolved immensely, but the core strategies of rugby, the fundamental rules of rugby is still exactly the same. And I keep saying to everybody, it's not a difficult game, it's a simple game. And the thing is, a lot of teams are forgetting the simplicity of what rugby is. And you know, they're talking about you must do this fancy thing in the line-out, you must move a lot to manipulate the line-out. The most simplest line-out move is if the person who is the target to throw the ball to moves forward in front of the other person and gets in the air before the other person. 99% of the time you're going to win your ball. So that strategy has been there since rugby ever started. That strategy is still there. So in terms of when you're talking about the changes, there is a lot of changes. The diet socializing as you have it. It's the socializing is still there. The fundamentals of rugby is still there, which is the same as in the corporate world. There is the socializing, the networking that you have. We have this still in rugby, and it hasn't changed. It's your preparation may have changed because of you're looking for that edge, and that's the same thing in the corporate world as well. Technology has forced us to get better. This is where the difference is. The technology that we have, the access to technology that we have, has changed the corporate world, has changed the rugby world. 30 years ago, you come off, you only played off what you saw and not the coach had seen. Now you come off the field, the analyst has already mapped out. You have played 30 minutes in this quarter of the field, you've only played 10 minutes in here. There is a hole in this area here because we've seen in terms of the strategies and so forth. And this is where it's changed. A lot of it has changed. Evolution has happened because of technology, majority of it. You've seen it in swimming, in terms of the suits. It's the same with rugby. The boots have changed. They've gotten lighter. They've gotten faster. The new technologies. Where do we change this? We change a sprig in a boot. It makes me faster. I'll be able to generate more speed, more power in a short space by just shifting something in my foot. It's that sort of thing. And talking about the change in the technology of the shirts we wear. Before, it used to be, when it used to get wet, it felt like you were wearing, I know, it was like a metal plate on top of you. You get at half time, take your shirt off, and start trying to dry yourself off so you can get a little bit lighter. Now, with Adidas, the technology that we have, with Climacool, which is basically, you see certain markings on our shirts. That's to help the ball stay in our body longer, and it's harder for it to slip out when it's wet. It's this. This is what's changed. This is what's involved in the sport. But the core of the sport has not changed, and that's what it is. And the thing is, it's changing with time, and it's how do you change with time, and how do you incorporate that into your business, how you incorporate that into your sport. And it's the people that actually can change with that time. The quicker is the ones that usually stay ahead of the game.
Gran punto. Anche perché qualcuno dice che se gli All Blacks sono bravi in qualcosa in particolare, che sanno tornare sempre a fare tanto allenamento sui basics. Cioè, per quando sono un campione, torna a fare esercizi di base, torna a fare tanta tecnica, proprio per garantirsi poi soluzioni diverse. È vero?
That is true. The thing is, we have players from 30 years ago that work with us, and they have certain things, certain skill sets that a lot of youngsters now don't know. And the thing is, it's not instilled in them. And the thing is, you could have what they call false pretenses. You're winning scrums, but it's purely because you've been working in a gym. Where you can get someone from 30 years ago who'll come in and goes, change the dimension of someone who's not as strong as the person in the gym, and his technique is better than the person there, and he will win the point of contact. It's those sort of things. And the thing is, this is where everybody talks about, but they're bigger, stronger. I went, they're bigger, stronger, but that's in the gym. It's taking that gym strength and putting it onto the field is a different thing. Some of the best scrummagers in the world aren't the strongest in the gym. And this is the thing. It's finding that fine line between the two, being able to balance between the two.